Good afternoon, everybody. Get yourselves ready. I am officially setting off the 3rd annual Science Ed Expo.
Innovators started only 3 years ago.
We had 17 schools.
It's a very small group.
And last year was about 30 schools, and now we have more than 50 schools here.
We took a picture today, and it's a mass of people who are committed to helping all kids learn science and learn to love science.
I think we're going to start growing now by leaps and bounds. It's an exponential function, talking about math.
And I'll be conducting an experiment with hydrogen peroxide. We're going to be adding some soap to trap the water vapor, and we're going to be using potassium iodide as a catalyst, which will just make the reaction faster.
The energy is fabulous. The kids are excited about science, they're excited about their work, and they're feeling extremely successful.
And it's an exothermic reaction, that's why you see all the vapor and it's a little warm.
The relevance of science in their lives, in their communities, with their families, this is what I want them to take away.
I want them to see that there are other kids doing science and there are other ways of doing science, and that it's okay to be really excited.
When I say science is fun and science is cool, and she said, yeah, it is, I mean, that's what I want. I want as many young people as I encounter to be able to feel the same way, to be able to see themselves as scientists.
Everybody keeps telling us New Jersey water is bad, bad, bad. We want to prove you wrong, New York City, so we got some water and we plan on testing it right here.
I think the biggest problem is that science is boring a lot of times. Teachers are under a lot of constraints to fit in a giant curriculum, and you just have to, I know I do, I just blow through it.
We have 5 different samples: Poland Spring, distilled water, New York water, and New Jersey tap water, and another bottled water.
And the nice thing about this group is a chance to see what other teachers are doing.
We tested for carbonate, chloride, chromate, iron, lead, phosphate, and sulfate.
Honestly, every year I come and I see projects that make me think, oh wow, why didn't I think of that? Why am I not doing it in my classroom?
Tell me, which water do you like the most?
I think number 1.
That's our New Jersey water.
I'm impressed by the questions that the students are asking, that they're questions that come out of their own experience with the world and their own desire to understand the world better.
Hi, we're from Bronx Valley College Academy, and we did a project on stem cells.
I hope people can be more educated about stem cells, and they can learn exactly what they are and how useful they can be to help people with many bad diseases like leukemia.
My kids are presenting on the garden we started at our school.
The benefit that could happen with planting gardens is that there'll be more clean air, more oxygen, and a beautiful environment.
We use these different types of sediments to see if we can make a real earthquake.
We would shake this, it would tell us how strong the earthquake was.
When the computer's off, you would think it's using no power. But yes, it is using power. If we can save 30% of the electricity, right? It's good for the earth, and plus it's good for us because we gain the money.
The great enthusiasm of all of the student scientists here is only matched by that of the teachers who are right behind them.
The presenters today are 2 favorite people of mine, Professor Chris Emden. His passion is about science for underserved schools, underserved communities, under-resourced kids. He's actually going to do a rap.
Check it. I'm a physicist, lyricist, spitting this ridiculousness. So witness the ignorance I dismiss since Newton's laws of motion is the thesis in this instance. It's significant, it's synthesis into so simple sentences. See, every force has an opposite force, and every action has an equal plus opposite reaction. The sum of all objects at rest is 0, less the object is no longer relaxing. So when I sit in the back of the class,
I'm a scientist.
And hot fire back on the track,
I'm a scientist.
In the lab with the beaker,
I'm a scientist.
With hip-hop blasting through in your speaker,
I'm a scientist.
I love it, thank you.
The keynote is Professor Anissa Ramirez from Yale. she's going to talk about her passion to popularize science.
My love for science was my compass to take me from an environment where the walls were covered with graffiti to now where walls are covered with ivy. You don't have to wait until you're old like myself to make impact. You can do it right now. I had one thing that you all have, and that's encouraging teachers. That can make all the difference. The world actually needs you. It needs your abilities, it needs your talents, so don't give up on the world and do everything you can to make it a better place than you've left it. Thank you very much for your attention.
The Steinhardt School is committed to improving science education, and we are working on a residency program and a center to enhance teaching and learning science. The Science and Innovators is supported by the Jumki Basu Foundation.
Jumki was an extraordinary teacher whom I had the honor to know, and we used to have long discussions about how to teach science, how to get kids involved.
She believed that science was the pathway for all kids to master their own environment and to improve our fragile world.
And the idea is that we can get this kind of excitement and this engagement in as many schools as possible.
We want this to touch every school and every student in New York City.
What I'm hoping is that we have this many schools times 100,000.
I'm really hoping to see it in a much larger arena.
If it continues to grow like this, the Armory isn't going to be big enough. We're going to be in Yankee Stadium.
Yeah, I've got a feeling that it's going to next year begin to fully blossom.
When I'm chilling in the back of the class,
I'm a scientist.
Getting the hot fire on the track.
I'm a scientist.
One,
we're from Jersey.
2, 3.
I'm a scientist.